All right, we are here, and welcome here to the Jamboree. We're here with Coach Parker. Coach Parker, it's that time of the year again when the basketballs come out, not just in your PE class, and start having some games.
Yep, that's right. It's that time of year. We're anxiously waiting for that first game, and I'm glad for this time of the year to be around.
Now, one thing, you got a pretty steady base of kids. Do you have quite a few from last year coming back, or?
No, we're young this year. You know, I graduated 3 girls off last year's 24 and 5 team, and you know, this year is plumb full of young kids. I have 1 senior, 1 junior, and the rest are sophomores and freshmen. You know, I got 11 freshmen on the team.
So you have hopefully a rather good freshman group, I would imagine. They had a good middle school group last year, so.
Yeah, they're a good squad, good freshman group. You know, they still got a lot of learning to do. You know, a lot of experience behind them that they gotta adjust from the 8th grade to the varsity level now to the high school level, and that'll be a little adjustment for them. But you know, they're warriors, man. They battle every day, and some of them played a lot of basketball. So you know, for being young, we're still kind of a veteran team.
So how do you adjust from a older team the last few years to a very strong freshman team? Do you have to adjust practice any for that, or is that something that is just kind of brought up from the junior high level?
No, patience. Patience is the biggest thing you got to adjust, you know, because you know, as far as junior high, we still do the same stuff at junior high that we do in high school. So they're used to what we do defensively and offensively, but as far as work ethic, you know, that's a big change from junior high to high school with expectations, and that's been their biggest adjustment has been, you know, their expectations of what I have for them, and you know, they're finally, you know, the first couple of days was pretty rough on them, but now they're finally starting to click a little bit.
And I imagine the scheduling a little bit different than the junior high with travel, and you face some tough teams that they're probably not used to playing.
Yeah, you know, I even went out this year and added some teams. We went out and we added Nixa, Marshfield. Marshfield was a quarterfinalist last year, returned everybody. We added Logan Rogersville, returns everybody off a Final Four team. We added Helias, who went to the Final Four last year. Marquette got in our tournament. MICDS out of St. Louis, they have the number 2 recruit in the state. Added them on there. Hickman, you know, I loaded down our schedule, you know, to help prepare us for that overall goal of what we want to achieve.
Okay, and mentioning the tournament this year, they're talking about the Rolla Holiday Tournament. Is there any other changes in that, or is that just kind of Marquette the only difference?
Yeah, no, Marquette, Webb City both got in it this year. Grain Valley and Jonesboro got out, and Marquette and Webb City got in it this year. We still return St. Pius, Fox, Hazelwood, Waynesville. It'll still be a pretty solid tournament, you know.
And that's, of course, one of those tournaments where, you know, not only to get to play here, but you get to go over and play at SMT and get to experience kind of a college gym and the difference in size, which it's a difference in a game that you notice if you're not used to it.
Yeah, you know, and I'm so glad that SMT works with us and allows us to come in and use their facilities, you know, but they work with us, and kids enjoy playing over there and getting experience playing on a college floor, and you know, it just makes for a good tournament, both boys side and girls side.
Now some of the teams here tonight, you have Waynesville that has probably played Rolla 100 times in basketball, but then you have Stillville down there. How do you go against, you know, even in a jamboree, how do you match up to a Stillville team that you really may only see on video playing? You had a son that played in Dixon, where that would be the only time you're really seeing them.
Yeah, well, I'm familiar with Stillville, being from Frisco League and playing against them years ago, you know. But Phil Gamble took over for them, and he does a nice job with them. They got a nice group, but you know, jamborees for me is not winning losses. Every girl's going to get in and play tonight. you know, it's just we've seen each other now for 10 days, you know, and we just need to see somebody else and see where we are and see what we need to work on, and that's what I focus on more is, you know, just where our weaknesses are going to be and where we need to go to improve next week to get ready for game 1.
Okay, now starting the season here, I believe, or you have a game first, or is your first game the Bluefish shootout?
Bluefish shootout Friday night against Elias.
Now, that is always a very strong shootout overall. You have some really good matchups during that.
Yeah, there's really good teams in it this year. You got Tipton playing West Plains. St. James is playing Cap City. We're playing Elias. Willard's playing Troy. You got some Frisco League schools in it. You know, it's be some good basketball.
All right, appreciate it there, and well, good luck in the
yes, sir. Thank
shootout
you.
there. So how's the video there look, though?
Fly